for white makes me kind of even more determined not to, really, and I have no intention of passing for white.
Do you still, with your celebrity status now, are you still the object of racism?
No, I mean that's not to do with celebrity status. That's to do with class. You know, and if I was living on a council estate, I would still be the object of racism. Yes, I mean perhaps more so. And because I don't live on a council estate, I'm not. I mean, I live I'm somewhat more cocooned from the storm.
You've made the point in the past that racist groups, neo-fascist groups, are permitted to exist in this country. What did you mean permitted?
Well, what I meant is that it seems to be one of the most disturbing aspects of British politics is the way in which the establishment, let's say, kind of excuses people for holding certain kinds of views. I mean, obviously, I don't mean that people in high positions of power are closely connected with small altruist groups, you know, because I don't think they are very likely. But there's a way in which they can create the atmosphere of a society, and they can excuse these groups their views. And I think sometimes it's a little more direct than that. For instance, I recall shortly after the disturbances in Southall in which Blair Peach died, a group, the Community Relations Committee in the area of London where I live, Camden, wanted to hold a meeting to discuss the events, you know, because we felt that although this was Camden and that was Southall, I mean, that wasn't the point, you know, that Blair Peach's death was not just a Southall issue. So a meeting was set up, and the hall that was found for it was a hall which, we were told, had once previously, a couple of years before, when a similar sort of meeting, of anti-racist meeting had been held there, had been attacked by the National Front, see? So we were worried about this, and so we went to the police and said, would they provide some police protection for this meeting? And the police refused. Why? Because this meeting should not be held because the issue was not a Camden issue, therefore the Camden Community Relations Committee had no business discussing police practice in another area. And I mean, the obvious point to make is that if that had been a National Front meeting, the police would have protected it. Because the defence that's always used when the police protect the National Front is a defence of the freedom of speech. You know, that people should have the right to express their opinions even if other people disapprove. Now, it seems that when the police disapprove of the opinions that are being expressed, they withdraw their protection. So the meeting went ahead, and I mean, actually, as it happens, was not attacked, but that was no thanks to the police. Not only that, I mean, they didn't even stop there, because there was then a letter written to each member of Camden Council recommending that they look at the activities of the local Community Relations Committee, you know, with a view to penalising them financially, because